Hey there YouTube, how's it going? Today in this tutorial we're going to learn how to make someone go invisible, teleport, or whatever you want to call it. And it looks like something like this. Now, before we get at this bad boy, I want to inform you guys that in order to follow along with this tutorial, you have to either make a shockwave element and or purchase it from videocopilot.net. And I'll have that link in the description. So here we are on this Video Copilot on the webpage browser. If you go over to tutorials and then scroll down to where you find one of the tabs, it's one second, it's under where is it? Oh, right here. I remember this because I've done this video before. You go over to Sci-Fi Weapon FX, to tutorial, and in this actually tutorial he shows you how to make a shockwave, but you can also just purchase the shockwave package, which is over here down here in the bottom right corner, $65, or you can just find his tutorial through YouTube, shockwave, Video Copilot. And he just has a tons of great stuff. Andrew Kramer is at the site, but without further ado, let's continue on and go to the video. Alright, so the first thing that we want to do here is open a new composition in After Effects. I already have my my imported footage here, so the first thing I want to do is go ahead and drop my recorded footage onto the composition down here. And just keep in mind that if you guys didn't catch what I said earlier, if you guys do not have a shockwave effect, you can always go to videocopilot.net and they have a tutorial on how to make shockwaves. Essentially is this here. Sorry about that, the noise is still going on my footage. But to show you how to make this right here, and you can always just change the way it explodes or intrudes and whatnot. So go over to Video Copilot before you before you begin this video, or you can always just go ahead and buy their package, which comes with more than 20 of these shockwaves in different forms and different speed rates. So go ahead and check that out. They have just a lot of awesome gear and visual effects packages that you can always get. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that for now. So here is my imported footage, and it's just pretty much me recording the first few seconds of the background, which is the clean plate here. It's just a corner of a room. And I'll explain to you right now why I recorded for a long time in that spot. And then me just doing some goofy little jump there. Anyways, alright, so let's try. So once we have that, the reason I recorded about 5 to 10 seconds of just my background is because I don't really like to freeze frame the background, because then you don't capture any of the live elements that come into how do I say this, things that affect the environment. So like the light might change a bit and so on. And because we're going to be having myself going invisible, we need to have this the lighting pretty much match the lighting from a duplicate footage of this one here. So I'm just going to go to the first thing I want to do is I want to duplicate this layer. And because I'm just going to be, going invisible, teleporting in about, a second, 2 seconds, I'm just going to go ahead and maybe have the background footage. So this one here, I'm going to go ahead and rename it and name it BG for background. And go ahead and go to the end of this video and just trim it down to where I want it to end, start and end, right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to the other footage of myself, kind of just run it into place. So pretty much right there, and trim it from the beginning to that point in time. I know that there's a faster way in doing it when you go ahead and press some of the buttons. And guys, if you guys can hear some just random noise going on in the background, it's my dogs, and my animals I have in the house. And sorry about that. I'll promise that later in the future that I will find a way to get a quieter place. So anyways, this is the beginning where I'm trimming it, and then I'm gonna go exactly where I want to disappear. So I think the highest point of my jump would be right there, or just right there, just to give it more of an oomph, or capture myself a little bit more, and then that's when I disappear. I'm gonna go ahead and trim that. If you guys have any suggestion, guys, on how to get some pointers for me here. I mean, I've been using After Effects for a while, but I just forget sometimes, Alright, so if we play this here right now, they are both on top of each other. Pretty much disappear, right? But obviously it's not that great. So what I want to do is, by using page up or page down on a Windows, Mac, I'm not too sure. Haven't ever used the Mac before. I'm gonna go back about 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 frames, and from there go ahead and press T on your. Okay, let's go ahead and rename this one on myself. Go ahead and press the stopwatch for opacity. Go ahead and go back, or go forward 4 frames until I disappear, and go ahead and drop the opacity all the way down to 0. So now we have a fluid, more way of going invisible or teleporting. There we go. Alright, the next thing that I want to do here is, believe it or not, this is just an easy tutorial. I just want to add more of a explosion, or kind of rip or tear in space-time continuum. So I want to add my shockwave element. I'm going to drop it on top. So this is my shockwave element. Now this shockwave element is too slow for my liking for this here. So I'm going to go ahead and right click, go to time stretch, and drop it down to maybe 25. So now it's a lot faster. There we go. Now what I want to do is, before, you have to go into mode. So if you don't have this window here, just go down here. There's a tab which says toggle switches, modes, and whatever. So I want to go to the mode where it has my blending modes up here. Go to normal. Oops, I pressed subtract. Go to screen. That way the background disappears. And you can do this with any. If you have a video or a JPEG image of a black background, if you press screen, the alpha, which is the black, will just disappear for the most part. Alright, so there it is, and I want to place this, this here. I'm going to, so I just realized something that I thought this was. Alright, well anyways, I'm going to scale it up just a bit and throw it onto the center so that when I play it, alright. So far that's what we have. Now the only thing is, it looks great for starters, but I don't like it just because I like to go more on the realistic side. It just looks like, this thing just came on top and just came out of nowhere. And what I want to happen is that I want the shockwave to be a part of me. So I'm going to go ahead and go up to the pen tool and just mask around myself. It doesn't have to be right. It can just be just a rough a rough mask, because we can always just feather it, right? So go ahead and do this. And if you want, let's just skip to the next part of the video. Once you have that at the beginning, you're going to go ahead over here and go to P for position. Actually, let me see if that's right. You're gonna go under the mask properties and go to click on the stopwatch. That way, well, you'll see right now, it's pretty cool in my part. So I just go ahead, do the 4 frames until you disappear and just kind of mask around your character or yourself, whatever it is that you wanted to disappear, whether it's an object, place, or thing. And you can always just fast forward into the video, or if I have managed a way to, just skip ahead in the video, and then I will see you guys when it is all masked out. And this, remember, this mask goes on the oh god, I'm just too focused right now, sorry about that, guys. This mask goes on top of the shockwave. God, why did it just lose focus? Alright, so go ahead again, once again, just a rough match, and I'll see you ahead. But if you guys don't stick around, I think I'm just gonna end up doing this where I record myself all the time, or you can just fast forward, just for those who are barely beginners, who want to know how. All right, you can just watch me all the way through. And guys, this is gonna be my first video. I haven't done YouTube in just a while, and I feel like this is something I like to do and I'd like to teach other people do. And I know that there are millions of other videos on how to disappear, but I mean, why not? Even if it's just for 10-15 people, I don't care. I'd like to help other people. So this is one thing that happens if you click out of the shockwave or footage that you're working on when it comes to masking. So you see that this box comes back, just go ahead and click back on the shockwave, and you can always just go and go back into your masking progress. If you guys have any questions or anything, please feel free to leave questions in the comment or down below on YouTube, as I don't need to explain myself. Hopefully, you guys leave a like, maybe subscribe. And I'm pressing G just to add another key point. All right. Now here I'm almost stayed in the same position. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move the shockwave. Just go ahead and click somewhere outside or inside of your masking, just so I don't have to redo every single one of them. It gets annoying. And this is a lot easier if you use a green screen, but for the purpose of my first video, and those who do not require or don't have, pretty much don't have a green screen, this is the way to go, 100% in After Effects except for the shockwave. So once again, go ahead into videocopilot.net if you want to learn how to do the shockwave, or go ahead and just buy their pack. This is not a promotional video, just to let you guys know, or advertising or any. I bought some few things from Video Copilot, and they're just great guys. Andrew Kramer, he is just the best guy out there when it comes to visual effects in my part, and I trust him a lot when it comes to their products. Very high quality, and you can just find that in the link description. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and do one more. I'm getting too lazy here, guys. Alright, so right here I had already did a few frames forward and masked around my shockwave footage, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just feather it, which you can press F on your keyboard. I'm just gonna go ahead and feather it, maybe just up to 15, 18. Now, I know that when it comes to feathering, you guys want to see the edges being feathered, you know, blending in with the other footage. So what you can do is just go here and just toggle it off, and you can just see, you know, the amount of feathering that goes into it. So I'm just going to go ahead, about that much there. And so now what happens is it kind of, the shockwave, you know, doesn't go in to effect in just a round spherical manner, but more of the shape of my body. So there you guys have it. I mean, this is just something simple. And what I'm going to do here, just to show you something cool so you can sell the effect a little more, is I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate my shockwave footage, which you can do by using Control and D on Windows. Again, sorry guys, I don't know how it is on Mac, maybe I might be the same. And the first one here that we were just working on, I'm going to go ahead and right click, go to Effect, Color Correction, and go to Hue and Saturation. So when you have something that's just, you know, shades of gray or with no color at all, you can always just go here, go down here on the Hue and Saturation, click the box where it says Colorize. That way, you know, you get a colorized version of that imported footage you want there. You can always just scale the saturation and have more, you know, vibrant color, which I'm going to do. And I'm going to go ahead with maybe something. I'm going to go ahead with blue so it matches my pants. Sorry guys about my cat's just taking a shit, but you know, the kitty has to do what he has to do, and he's just scratching inside of there. Well, bear, stop! Yeah, my dog and cat don't really get along. Alright, so, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same with the second shockwave. Now my pants are blue and my jacket, which is gray, so I'm going to keep it that gray. Now so you can see it, I'm just going to go ahead and move. I'm going to go ahead and move the second shockwave that I duplicated and just move it around to where it's more of an outline of the second or first one, so you get this 3D effect right there. That way you can see both colors. Athena! Sorry guys. That's my dog doing something stupid. Where were we? Okay, so yeah. So I had two different colors. Now my pants are a little bit darker than that, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the first shockwave, go to Effect, you know, right click, go to Effect, Color Correction, and I'm going to go ahead and go to Curves, go up here to RGB, go to Blue, and just drop this down a little bit. And I kind of like that. Now there's one thing that you can always do as well. You can always add a glow. For this purpose, I guess I can just show you how to add the glow. If you're using CS6 or above, I think they added this one at CS6 and over in After Effects. So I'm just going to go ahead, and first thing that I want to do, let's say if you have a lot of shockwave duplications, let's say 4, 5, or 6, and you want to use you know, the 3D layer here, you can always just go ahead and highlight all of them, right click, pre-compose, and I'm just going to name this the Shockwave Network. There we go. Move all attributes into a new composition, hit OK, and there we go. So the next thing that I want to do, go ahead and do screen. So I'm going to go ahead and shockwave properties. Now it's all just one. That way it affects all of them, and you don't have to go one by one. Go to effects, or if you guys have this open tab over here, open window, you can always go to effects and presets, type in glow, and then go ahead and just drop this onto your layer that you're working on. Now you can see there's a little glow already, and you can always just, to your liking, just add a little bit more glow by that, increasing the threshold or not, glow intensity as well. It's all to you guys. So we can just go ahead and do that, leave it there, and let's just see how it is right now. Alright, so it's kind of good. The next thing that I want to do is I want to make myself have like a ripple. So it looks like I'm breaking through the time space continuum of some sort. So I'm going to go ahead and press the I, the I on the shockwave network. So I can just turn it off and see what I'm working with. At the point where I'm jumping up high, I'm just going to go ahead and right click on myself, go to effects, and then go down to distort and turbulent displacement. I'm going to drop the amount. I'm going to go ahead and add 15. I don't want too much turbulent displacement. Go to size, maybe 174, and you can always just play with this. Or maybe some complexity, something like that. And again, this is just to my liking. You can always just upscale that. There's one other thing, so it just affects the area in which I'm teleporting, so it doesn't affect everything else. I'm gonna go ahead and do a mask of where I want this to affect. There we go again, so it blends in a little better, just feather. Alright. So now that we have that, I'm going to do the amount, hit the stopwatch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pretty much until I disappear. And go ahead and go back to 0. I'm just going to go ahead and click that. Alright. And as soon as that, I want to line up where the ripple begins at its highest peak. So I need to go back to my shockwave by clicking the eyeball. That's where the shockwave begins, and that's when the impact, is present. So I'm going to go back maybe 3 frames. 2 frames actually. I'm going to go back 2 frames and just drop it down to 0. Alright, oh look at me, what a little whore that I am. Anyways, so I'll go here, sorry about my language. Just let it render a bit, And you can always, make it go a little bit faster if you like. But I think that for, my first video, and I don't want it to be too long, it's gonna stay there. Just give me 1 second. I didn't realize that my computer wasn't charging. Okay, so I think that's good. I think it looks fair, right? And one thing you want to do, guys, is just go here to your work area and drag it down to where it is that you have made all these edits. That way when you render it, it only renders your work area and not the whole damn thing. Oh yeah, so as you see here, I can just appear out of nowhere. That's because I forgot about the masking position and movement. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see, when I start to appear right there, I'm going to go mask, mask path, and then go all the way towards the beginning. Oops, that's because I don't have it clicked on there. I'm just extending it out of the original footage because I had feathered it and I don't want to deal with the feathering right now. Anyways. I see. So I'm going to go Control Z to undo what I just did a few times. So I actually, because I was running, the path of the mask will not be the same. If I was just barely walking or barely moving at all, that's when it would work, where you would have to, just do one keyframe there, and either where you're doing it backwards or forwards, and press the keyboard. Unless, hold on, guys. Oh, there we go. Alright, so yeah, just get, it was right what I was doing. I just forgot that you can just move the keyframes so that it gets there a little faster. Alright, so I think, that's something nice. I mean, just noticed that the feathering right there is a little too much. Alright. Alright, guys, I think that's something that I am happy with. You can always just, make this a lot better, but for the purpose of, just my first video and having the simple, not too long video, how to make someone disappear, I think this is the best way, or not the best way, but, best in my own practice from all that I've done. Yeah, so hope you guys liked the video, and I hope I was instructive as I possibly can. I know that it's my first time, so I know I had a few hiccups there, a lot if actually. So please bear in mind that later in the future I'm going to try to get better and just naturally be more better at instructing, I guess. Alright, so till next time, hope you guys enjoyed my video. Oh, and I just want to go ahead and, for those of you who do not know, add to render queue, and then you just find your settings. Always just go to QuickTime, press OK. If you want your sound in there, obviously you're gonna have to go to audio output and just click make sure that the audio output goes through if you want your audio. If not, then don't have to. And just find your place of where you want it to be and name it. So I'm gonna put disappear. Let's go teleport. I'm gonna go ahead and press save and then press render. And there it goes. Now if you have whatever it is work that you're doing on a laptop or a desktop, make sure that your processor is at least i5, Intel i5 processor or higher, because anything below that you'll start to get slow footage and everything will just render out real slow. Also your graphics card. I have an MSI computer and it just does a wondrous job. But anyways, alright guys, well there you have it. Hope to see you next time. This is me logging out.